Hello, and welcome to our review of the manga for Shadow's House. Shadow's House is an ongoing manga that follows the lives of living dolls and their shadow masters within the mansion that they all inhabit. The initial setting of the manga is the dolls all each have their own shadow master, and their sole duty is to tend to that master. The primary task they all have is to clean their master's soot, which they emit throughout the day. The living dolls later learn to work together in squads. The manga may start off linear, but quickly pivots as more and more about the mansion's ominous past and present are revealed. The later portions of Shadow's House are a balance of maintaining daily life, so as not to draw too much attention to their efforts, and getting to the bottom of what is really going on. This creates a feeling of tension for me as a reader, where I want the characters to push for more answers, but I feel genuinely scared for them as they take bigger and bigger risks. Shadow's House at a high level is a drama with an emphasis on the supernatural. I know drama immediately sounds like this generic buzzword, but specifically when I say drama, I mean something like an old school novel, where progression is a series of unexpected events, invoking excitement and emotionally charged reactions. Phantom of the Opera is the novel that immediately pops into my head as a good comparison point. Mystery and thriller go hand in hand for this manga, continually feeding off one another. A certain piece of the puzzle finally comes out into the open, and you get excited. But at the same time, that revelation tends to lead to more questions as well. In later parts of the manga, you will be asking yourself if you even want to know. Lastly, this is technically a seinen rather than a shonen. This may be the least important element, but I think it's worth noting that at times you can tell there was extra effort put forth in the writing. The jokes and emotional moments rarely fall flat, which is surprising, right? Some weird smiling doll with its shadow? But it really ends up feeling genuinely wholesome. The story centers on two main characters, Emiliko and Kate. Emiliko is the living doll, and also happens to be the lively, uplifting character in the relationship. Kate is the shadow, and most of what she does is difficult to determine until it affects the story. Sometimes there's segments dedicated to explaining what Kate did, because it's so complex. Kate is the mastermind and brains, while Emiliko is the impossible-to-deter push. A typical interaction between the two has Emiliko encountering something, seeking guidance from Kate, and Kate providing the next task. Emiliko proceeds to accomplish that task, tells Kate, and Kate again provides the plan. One key feature to the story of Shadow's House is the supporting cast playing a critical role in achieving the goals of Shadows and living dolls. Emiliko and Kate initially focus on building relationships with living dolls and shadows respectively, but these relationships continue to expand and expand. You eventually get to a situation where everyone is entwined with everyone, for better or for worse. Then, right when you think you have a grip on the situation, there is a whole nother level, and you have only the tiniest breadcrumb to work with. The lack of information establishes a sense of urgency, as realistically, Kate and Emiliko only have so much time to figure everything out, or eventually be found out themselves. Once the core group is established, their next objective is to find out more about the mysterious mansion, and the soot that seems to be at the heart of it. As we can see here, there isn't much they know about the mansion other than general characteristics. On a deeper level, you never really know who or what is hiding behind a locked door. The initial theme, that the mansion is simply somewhere where everyone lives, is a deception, with layers and layers upon secrets. All these questions lead to answers, and then you realize you haven't answered the biggest question. What is the Shadow's House? This brings us to our make or break point, the point where you know you have given Shadow's House a fair chance. After this chapter, you will know if this is a manga you will be interested in long term. For me, that is chapter 43. I understand that is a moderate amount of reading, but hear me out. Until the end of this chapter, you do not have enough of the baseline story to really know what you are getting into. Shadow's House is a slow burn. However, after chapter 43, you are rewarded with considerably more explosive revelations about the mansion and its history. Thanks everyone for watching. More anime and manga content coming real soon.